Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, honorable adjudicator, the opposite team, and all the audience that watching this debate right now. First, let me introduce myself as a Prime Minister of the government. I'm Cut Nadia Ensanha, and I'm from SMN 1 Martapura. Our motion today is this House regrets children that live to promote their parents' happiness rather than themselves. So, children that live to promote their parents' happiness rather than themselves means that children must make their parents happy with what their parents want. So, our limitation in this debate right now is parents that forcing their child to do what they want for the sake of parents' happiness. So as we know that many parents hopefully be blessed by a child to continue their life, but in our society right now, unfortunately in status quo, many parents force their children to do what their parents want, such as realizing the ideals of their parents, continuing their parents' efforts that are not even accordance with the interests or talents of the children. They say that children should make their parents happy by complying with their requests. They don't even care what and how their child feels. Many parents only use their children to fulfill their ambitions. So, there's some point that I want to emphasize to why I strongly agree with this motion. The first one is distance relationship between the children and the parents. The relationships that is not close between parents and children will have a negative impact, especially on the child himself. This close relationship can hinder communication between the two sides so that each other's problems are not resolved properly and well. Children can harbor bad feelings towards their parents and are reluctant to share stories and problems because they think that they should only live for the happiness of their parents and should not make their parents sad by sharing their adversity. This causes relationships with parents and even with their own families to be hampered. Coupled with the pressure if they have to fulfill the wishes and ideals of their parents so that their parents are happy. The second argument is violence against children. It is not uncommon for parents to pressure and force their children to fulfill their happiness by telling them to study 24/7 in order to become the profession that their parents want, even though it is not accordance with their interests and child's talent. Until the child cannot achieve what his parents want to be happy, he will be beaten, yelled, and even abused by his own biological parents just because the happiness of parents is not fulfilled. The third one is increased levels of depression in children. With all the pressure and demands coupled with the absence of a place to complain about the problems at hand, it can make children stressed and depressed about the situation. Made him hate his own family and choose to isolate himself. Family problems plus maybe problems at school that have not been resolved could make him despair of what he is going to. When the demands of the parents' profession have been carried out, but are not in accordance with the talents and interests of the children. This is also one of the main reason of stress and depression of the children. When their families show failure to their parents, that's the breaking point that they cannot make their parents happy. And most of them choose to end their lives because life is useless if they cannot take their own happiness and only live for the happiness of others and their parents. The World Health Organization, or WHO, reports there are 8,100 people who are recorded to commit suicide each year, and some cases occur among young people who occur in the age range of 10 and until 24 years. Psychologist Peter Gray, who is professor of research psychology at Boston College, said the trend of suicide among young people may not always be caused by social media, but also due to stress, due to unrealistic demands from their parents, who always demand to excel in school. This is the problem when we talk about children's life for the happiness of parents. There are some cases of children who are still in school and even end their lives because they cannot take their own happiness. So, three mechanisms we can offer is first, socialization about the importance of correct parenting for children through various mass media such as magazines, newspaper, TV, social media, and others. It is considered effective enough to reach the majority of the community. How to raise children by giving them the freedom to be happy. The number one is 24 hours positive communication movement and action towards parents and children. Positive communication in question is two-way daily communication to be able to understand each other and give love to both parties. Can be done in school, community organization, and social institution even. The third one is open special counseling service for parents and children. Give them a comfortable place to chat privately and provide advice or solution about what they are facing. So the conclusion is the government is strongly support this motion because one, the distant relationship between children and parents. Second, violence against children, and the third one is increased levels of depression in children. And the government is so proud to propose.